I have a track and I have an outline. I have no clue where you're going to go or what you're going to do or how you're going to miss the entire plot for episode 9, like you have done for episode 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2.
Yeah, we kind of jumped a few ahead. You had to warn us to go back a bit.
Well,
we would have died.
I almost started doing one of those social chart things, linking out all the bubbles together.
Yeah.
And I was trying to find a template, and I got a lovely template, and then it's like, oh, you can pay this per month. I was like, no, I'm bloody not. I'm going to use some paper. And then I never got around to it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll just wait for Kath to finish rebuilding his character.
Yeah, once I've found
using the more correct and up-to-date interpretation of the Mythras rules. Then I will summarise what the heck is going on, and then we'll pick up from there. And I will get my little scribbly notepad ready, the scribbly notepad notes on here, and put my smiley faces and lol next to my notes every time I know you've gone wrong.
Which were the skills that you could roll again, just to make sure that I swapped the right ones?
Actually, Medi, if you want to do give yourself 7 skill rolls and then set your total skill rolls. I know normally we'd do it at the end of a chapter, but you've kind of jumped across a couple of chapters, and because we've just reset characters, you can give yourself 7 experience rolls.
No problem. Oh, intelligence 18. I must remember that.
And just one thing on skill rolls, because I've made a couple of changes. So contacts and disguises now can actually be increased using skill rolls.
That's right. That's a nice little thing you did there. I'm struggling. The only thing I'm struggling with on that bit is you put like 1d4 plus 1%.
Yeah.
So is that going to be just 1 point, or is it going to be 1% of your total?
1d4 plus 1%. So
yeah.
You, just like any skill, right? If your roll is successful, you would increase it by 1d4 plus 1.
Oh, so it's not a percent, it's just plus 1. Brilliant. Right.
Yeah, because each value is percent. That's why I've put the percent sign in there. So you
got you. Yeah.
By that. Yeah.
I was wondering where to bring out a calculator.
No. Yeah, and you probably want to.
Well, the other thing I'd say on that bit, brilliant what you've done. What with the fumble, it seems to be you get less of a hit from a fumble than you do from doing a formidable.
Hang on, I can't work out where I've put all this now. Where did I put that? I'm looking at my notes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, critical. Sorry, if a failure player does that.
Yeah, why have I put the if the roll is critical success, the character delivers the item, the contact relationship with the character deepens by 1d4. If the result, so it should be right. So the contact is burnt. Well, if my idea here was, if you think about it, the contact is burnt. So if you look at your Jodie, for instance, by the way, Jodie's way too high now based on the new rules, but we'll tweak Jodie in a minute. If you look at Jodie, if you critically fumbled or did a critical failure while using Jodie as your, to do a job for you, you would burn her and you would lose that entire 100%.
Yeah.
So the idea here is that although because you basically lose that entire thing, you learn a little bit from your experience in terms of these are the questions I shouldn't ask, or these are the things I shouldn't really get my people to do. And so your pool increases by a flat 10 points.
Yeah, ignore what I was just saying. I read it. I missed a paragraph when I was reading it.
Yeah. So it's a compensator for the fact that you accidentally burn with a dice roll. You might burn your 80% character. So Jodie, you only have 100-point pool now for both disguises and contacts.
I mean, I did with Jodie. Let me just double check. I gained a 10% for getting a crit.
You did get, and that was when we had 10%. So I'll give you a plus 4%. Sorry, yeah, a plus 4.
So why is it 100% there when my training is 74 and my misc is 10? It should be 84, shouldn't it?
Should be 84, yeah. I don't know. Whoa, what's your charisma?
Well, it factors that in straight away anyway.
So your charisma is 8 and 8 is 16. 26, that's 100. So your training percent incorporates.
Oh, of course, yeah, that's right. Incorporates charisma plus charisma.
So do you want to burn 74 points of your 100-point pool for your for Jodie, which leaves you with effectively 26 points for a disguise or another contact?
No, Jodie's going down to 50.
There you go.
Couple of things.
Yes.
From this, there isn't a science skill. There is on your sheet.
There isn't a science skill, but it's a professional skill, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Have you got science now?
Yeah, biology.
Okay. And it's going to be, what is it, intelligent and intelligent for science?
Yeah. Science. Yeah, intelligence times 2. I've also got medicine and first aid. So whether you would tie them in or something, I don't know.
So first aid, I would say first aid is very much field dressings and stuff like that. Medicine is the long-term treatment, surgical. So you wouldn't be able to determine, let's say, if somebody's poisoned, I would say there you go, you've changed it. You wouldn't be able to determine if somebody's poisoned with a first aid skill, but using a medicine skill, you would be able to determine if somebody's been poisoned, as an example. Or if somebody was under the influence of alcohol, or how to safely draw blood from a person. All of that would be medicine rather than first aid. Because first aid, you could stick somebody with an EpiPen, but you wouldn't necessarily be able to put something into a vein, extract blood. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference between the two.
Okay. The other question is combat styles. I got Street Fighter. I've also got unarmed. What's the difference?
So unarmed, everybody has. Basically, unarmed is you just go in and punch the crap out of people. Street Fighter, in my mind,
can I just say, Street Fighter makes you go Ryuken.
Yeah. Finish him. So Street Fighter to me is more about, you can do Krav Maga, or you know how to use a knife effectively in combat, that kind of thing. So street fighting would be knuckle dusters, knives,
martial arts.
Martial arts, yes. Whereas unarmed would literally be just, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to haymaker and hope I connect.
Yeah, I put points into unarmed. It's pointless if I've got Street Fighter. Is what I was thinking.
I would say, yeah.
So let's read those points up.
And again, are you military background or are you?
Yeah.
So you're basic training anyway, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So for anybody who is watching and persevering and thinking, what are we doing? We rewrote my character creation rules quite significantly. So we're just tweaking characters to fall back in line. It puts us more closely aligned to the Mythras core character creation system, utilizing though the pulp version of character creation for a stats perspective. The idea in my mind here is that our characters are a little bit more experienced than the average Joe on the street. They are a little bit more hardened. The whole concept of Night's Black Agent, if you look at the original source material from Pelgrane Press, is you're effectively ex-soldiers, ex-police, ex-military, spies, all that kind of stuff. So you have a worldly amount of experience under your belt by the time you get dragged into the machinations of the game. And pulp just means that you can live a little bit longer.
In theory.
The pulp gives you a +1 action, +1 luck, +1 hit point in each location, and healing rates for minor and serious wounds are doubled. Major wounds handled at standard healing rates. Everything else is the same. Stats are rolled 4d6 dropping the lowest 5 times, and then 3d6 + 6 dropping the lowest for size and int.
Am I partially sighted? I can't see the damage locations on the sheet.
Damage locations are combat tab.
Oh, do you know what?
You're
Yeah.
partially sighted.
I'm partially sighted.
That
Hello?
Yes. Oh, my camera's not running. Why is my camera not running? There we go. Oh, you should have said my camera wasn't working.
I do think your icon's better than you.
Thank you for that. I'll remember that when you get into a fight.
No.
If you ever get into a fight.
I think we're going to get into a fight at the blood bank when we get there.
Oh, you're going to go to the blood bank. I forgot about the blood bank.
Well, I'm unsure still.
Well, you've got a lot of clues and a lot of things to unpick. So you need to decide exactly what you want to do and where you want to go.
Well, we need to find the location of where the next murder is going to take place.
Yeah.
But then again, from the CCTV footage we've had, of those areas, there's a man there who's got a big black dog. Well, you see the man taking the women, and then a big black dog appearing.
You do.
So if we do find the location of the death, we need to be loaded for bear. Or we can take the van out on the way to the blood bank.
Take the van out on the way to the blood bank.
Yeah, for some reason they're kidnapping them, taking them there, and doing whatever, and then they're turned up dead elsewhere.
That's my skills reallocated. Just checking something, because when you're leveling up, putting the points into the skills for that area of the character generation. The combat skills, you're only going to ever have a maximum of 15, aren't you? In character generation.
So in character generation, no, you could have a maximum of 45.
Yeah.
So each step should be considered separate for the allocation of points. So in step 1, your culture, 15 points maximum. Step 2 for your profession, 15 points. And step 3 for hobby, 15 points.
And remember, if
when
you have the same,
select-
if you have the same choice of the same skill again, you can add 15 points to take the maximum up to 30.
Yeah,
because it's
exactly.
in 2 areas.
But on the combat skills, they don't cross over. If you look on the
except hobby skill. Hobby skill crosses over.
Yeah, so you could put that extra in. So you might have an extra 15 on the hobby skill, which could be a combat skill, but the rest would all be a maximum of 15 because they're not crossing over. Yeah. Just making sure I was doing it right.
Yeah.
So I put the maximum of 15 in each of my combat skills. So I've got 45 in all 3 now because that's based on my strength and dex.
I've got 30 in my 30 training in my knives, 20 in my pistols, barroom brawls 25.
Nice.
Right. Yeah, I kept some points away for that, but my specialists like biology, medicine, and things, they're all high. The rest are okay. Actually, my stats look pretty damn good. My skills.
They will do because you've undiluted them.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the thing with Mythras is a fantastic system, but it doesn't allow you to be a jack of all trades in a sense. That's why you need to work together.
Right. So I've caught up on allocating the skills. What was I missing after that? You doing, was it skill rules or
Oh yes,
something?
You can do some skill rolls, yes. Right, but hang on 1 second. I may be able to help you doing this. Maybe I can't.
I'm going to roll 7 rolls, and then I'll. Oh no, I need to choose what skill because it is a.
You've got to roll.
Yeah, against the
lower,
skill.
Don't you? Yeah.
No, higher than the skill.
Higher than the skill. Isn't it?
Yeah, so it's 1d100 plus show intelligence. If
that's handy.
Yeah, if you get above the skill, then you roll a 1d4 plus 1 and take the score. If you roll under the skill, you just get 1 point in it.
Right, 1 second. I may deliberately on purpose, accidentally take the server down for a reboot. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
Before you start doing this, and the reason for this is, I think I've added. Has it gone down for everybody?
Yep.
It's refreshed for me. It's back on again.
Okay. I think.
So just close the character down, basically.
Right.
Oh, did you add a macro for it?
Right. So let me import this macro. Where's it gone? I know I've not tried this, so I don't know what it does. Right, so all players, you should. So if you look at the bottom bar where you can put your macros in, you should see that there's a browse macro directory, and in there you should have something now called upgrade skill. I don't know what this does because I have not tested it.
Where am I looking?
I can't get it to do anything.
What's it called, the actual macro?
It's called upgrade skill. So if you click on the browse macro directory, you should see it there.
No, I've got nothing there.
No, I haven't.
Just a search bar, create macro.
Yeah, you've got to. Oh, so when you click on the folder beneath it, next to it, it should say browse macro directory.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you click on browse macro directory, okay, hang on.
Got create macro, create folder. There we go.
Fantastic.
His skills just appeared.
No, I can't get this to work at my end. It may be that it needs to work at your end. So see what happens when you click on it.
Okay, so drag it down to the taskbar. Then all the skills to try.
Does it give you a list?
No. I'm clicking on it, it's not doing anything. I'm wondering whether I need to click on a skill and then do it.
No, it doesn't work like that. So I don't know how it works. I might need to dig into getting this to work. It doesn't do anything for me either.
Let's look at edit macro. Okay, so I click on execute macro.
No, that doesn't do anything.
No, it's not doing anything.
Okay, I saved it.
Yeah, I've saved it. I put it on the macro bar. If you click on it, it doesn't do it.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah. It made a dice roll though. That was.
No, that was me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I need to dig into why it's not working. So I'll talk to the guy who created it and get him to double check.
Right, okay. So
84, so then it's. I should save that.
so we're rolling percentile plus intelligence, did you say?
Yep.
I wonder. Right, got it. So let's do this. Bring you to the landing page for a second. On the landing page, let's add a token for Mark and a token for Sam. Select your token and then hit the upgrade skill.
Couldn't see the token. I was zoomed out.
Yeah, I know you need to zoom right in because the icon is huge.
Go away. Now let me just roll this for a second because it's
Okay, where's the upgrade?
okay.
Was it on the macro you sent?
Yep, the macro thing just
It's disappeared.
yeah, it has. So there you go. Should have reappeared again.
Ah, fantastic.
So now if you drag that, click your token, and it should pop up a
Yeah. And then you choose what skill you want to try.
Brilliant.
yes. And then if you've got a bump by one, bump it by one. So I'm going to do, for example, stayed. Oh, I've got no experience rules. So look, you upgraded your brawn. It was a success, and it goes up by 3.
Oh, nice! It does all for you.
And it does it all for you. There you go.
I need to add some experience rolls because I'm down to 1.
Yeah, so you need 7 experience rolls in total.
So another 7.
Yeah. Another 6. You just rolled.
Another 6.
No, because I already had some before, you see.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you keep them?
Oh,
all right. Listen, doesn't matter. Everybody take another 7. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I deleted all mine, so all my previous skill rolls disappeared because.
Oh yeah. Okay. You give yourself 10 then, Kath.
Right. That's about right. But it's only skills that we're trained in.
Now you can do your ordinary skills as well if you want to.
Any standard skill, trained or not, or only the professional skills or your combat style.
Right. I'll do that one to start with. 100%. I thought, I failed on my first roll. And,
Yeah, no, it's the other way around, isn't it?
yeah.
Let's just double check what it's doing in terms of.
Yeah, so roll 117, your skill was 34. Yeah, you got to get over the skill, you see.
Yeah.
I saw the double zero. I
Essentially-
thought I'd failed. But
Yeah, no, essentially what it is so when the higher the skill is, the harder it is to upgrade.
yeah. Makes sense. Right. I'm going to do the combat one. At least one in each of the combat. Okay.
And remember, when you fail, you still go up by 1.
Yeah, which has done it perfectly because I failed there and it went up by 1.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Maximum on whoever that was. Maximum on the streetwise.
Very good.
Yeah, that was Maddie. I
Oh, no, that was
failed.
you.
No, mine was on.
Yeah, it's you. My streetwise is already 52.
I clicked on the wrong thing.
Oops.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Street Fighter, but it would have failed on that one anyway, I think. Street Fighter. There we go. Yeah. Oh, no, that's up as well.
You're out of experience rolls. It's a shame it's not identified.
No, that's weird because I've only rolled 2.
How many have you got on your character sheet left?
You didn't actually bump up your
I bet you
rolls on
didn't
the
bump up,
character
did
sheet,
you?
did you?
Well, it says, experience modifier. I've bloody changed. I've changed. Idiot.
It's at the top of your character, Mr. Medi.
Yeah, the
It
very,
is.
very top.
Yeah, sorry. So I now have to work out what my experience modifier was before I changed it. Was it 1?
Probably, I think mine is. Mine's 1. Yeah.
I'll work out this later on.
Yeah. I was looking at it a few minutes ago.
I can also now maximize and reset your luck point at the beginning of a session.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice.
4, that's a fail.
So I'm going to go for some of the harder ones to level up as well.
This won't take it. I don't think this will take into consideration your passions. I don't think.
Oh, let me have a look.
Yeah, I still
No,
have
it
all
doesn't,
my
no.
passions, yeah.
Okay, so if you wanted to spend some money, some rolls on a contact or a disguise, you'll have to let me know. We'll have to do that manually.
Yeah, no chance.
Still goes up by 1 though.
Yeah.
I forgot about computers. Good shout.
We used it a lot.
Yeah, I decided to move used computers into everybody gets its skill, because nowadays everybody should know how to use a computer. And then you've got a new skill, which I don't think any of you have access to, but there is a new one called hacking, which represents a more advanced use of your computer.
Yeah, it's a professional one, so I haven't got that.
Yeah.
I was gonna, when I was thinking of the hobby skill, that was what I was thinking of, but I can't remember. I chose something else instead. Can't remember what it was now.
Nicely rolled on your perception.
Yeah, I'm pretty perceptive now. I was anyway, but
I might see if I can figure out who the character is. See if I can figure out how the macro works to add the character designator, so you know who it is that's rolling.
oh, that was a poor one. I might try that again. That's better.
Do you know, every time it rolls, I keep on thinking I've failed, but it adds your bloody intelligence on separately.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing the same.
Right, while you're doing your last couple of rolls, I'm just going to go grab a drink.
Okay. What skills do we really need? Because I've got one roll left.
Well, I'm going to increase lock picking again.
See, I've got nothing. Well, I'm not trained in that anymore.
Nope. How you do for things like stealth?
49 in stealth.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Endurance?
51.
Yeah, I'm 55 in that. That's good. Because you'll need to make endurance rolls in combat.
Right, okay. Then that might be my last one to roll then.
Yeah, basically it works on that on oh god, on how many turns you have in combat. But
action points. Okay.
yeah. So at some point you have to make an endurance roll to make sure you're not getting tired, and if you do fail it, you gain one level of difficulty.
Right, okay.
Like I said, that's in physical combat.
Yeah. Okay, that's...
I can't see that rule in Mythras Imperative because I was looking for it.
Oh.
I think it's a Mythras fantasy rule.
Well, it's the actual Mythras rule because we use it on. In fact, it should be in all of them. I think we use it in all the games after skiing. But it's
filled anyway.
Right, my last one's going to be deceit, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that.
I'm a bit better now.
Yeah. You're a whole 11 points higher than me. So you're the one that lies. I just stand at the back.
Let me dig out my Mythras book.
My Mythras book smells really nice. It's like that classic old. Yes, I did just sniff mine.
I sniff books. It's weird, isn't it?
Look that strong now.
Maybe actually. Oh, Jesus, it's like in like 700 pages.
Oh yeah, that's why I've got the PDF open.
So that's done that right. Okay.
So if I look at combat, there was nothing in combat in the Mythras Imperative book to suggest that there is a fatigue that kicks in. So yeah, ask Ian. He might know a bit more. It might be a specific rule that he implements that's from something.
Yeah.
If you look at cycles and turns, there's nothing in cycles and turns about
getting a fatigue.
about getting fatigue.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll spam him.
But let's find out, because I do like the idea of it. If I'm honest. Oh no, that's the Mythras core book.
I do until I fail, and then I hate it.
Yeah. All right, are we all done, gentlemen?
I think so.
Okay, let's proceed then to our little soiree into London yet again. Last session, you had returned back to London. Returning back to London because, returning back to London from Whitby, you then had received an email, if I remember rightly, from so you'd received an email, just that's again from Hopkins, that says time is running out. The dog barks at the night as it runs along the Lebanese circle. Follow it. And you had some discussion about what that meant. We'll come back to that in a second. You then returned back to London, discovering that, after your place had got... One second, I've got to go let the wife in. One sec.
Okay. What was it you did about the contacts? You had to drop the number of points in it or something.
Yeah, so you've got a total of 100 points in total now.
Right, okay.
So it's like mine now dropped down to 50 points rather than the 70 points, whatever I put into it.
Yeah, I put 70 in it initially as well. And it's currently, because of rolls of the lucky rolls, it's gone up beyond 70. So have you just knocked it straight down to 50, or I did that on again?
No, you put your training down to 50.
Yeah.
And then that would be your initial points. Any extra points you put into it go into miscellaneous.
Ah, right, okay.
Which means I should have another 10 points in there, to be fair, because I gained that crit. Are we not doing...
We're not doing that anymore, are we? I gave you 4 points.
4 points, brilliant stuff. Thank you.
So, let's go back to where we were. So, yes, so you received yet another email. You returned to London. Sam's place got trashed, so you were put up in your own little
little hotel. Oh no, little apartment.
Hotel. Yes. You had also learned a whole bunch of stuff. So you went searching for Oliver Tate. You met him, I believe, because you went to his
We did.
house,
It's
didn't you,
Guildford, yeah.
in Guildford. He gave you a bunch of information. You returned. You discovered that the tie and the badge off your jacket had been stolen, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You had also what else? I'm trying to look at my notes, trying to read my notes, and the light's fading. That's partly why I can't read my notes. Yeah, so you tracked using Liam as a contact. You tracked the CCTV from the various days of the previous murders, discovering that in all of the videos that you could see a large black dog, and you followed the video as well, I believe, of what's her name?
Xenia.
Xenia, where
Yeah.
you see that she was obviously a little bit flirty with somebody, but again, black dog. You see them go into the car park, and then a black dog leaves the car park.
Yeah, 4 hours
Several
later.
hours later. Yeah, yeah. And so you've got 4 murder locations. If we go back to East London, all of those are pretty much marked on the map. Death 1, Death 2, Death 3, and then Death 4, which is Death 4? Yeah, which is Durwood Street. So, it is currently September the 6th, 2011. It is approximately 1855. What are your plans?
Can't remember what we decided. I know I made a suggestion and you pointed out something better, but I can't remember what they were. Because it was going to be either camping out where we think the last death was going to be, or
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the tricky one.
yeah,
Because we either go to where we think the next person's going to get kidnapped.
yeah, that was the point. Because you thought the bodies had been moved, so us camping there wouldn't have helped because they'd just be dumping the corpse, so we wouldn't prevent the death.
Yeah, well, what would happen is that whatever happens at the initial first meet, then that body or person is then taken in that black van, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's dumped elsewhere when it comes back. So it could be taken from anywhere else and then dumped at the murder site afterwards.
And that's the other thing is you tracked a private ambulance to a location in Basingstoke each time.
That's right, each time, yeah. That was the A1, A40, M3, A339, Alder Maston Road.
Yep.
Alder Maston Road.
So
right.
Do we go to that location? Because they're going to bring the victim there, but that's likely to be heavily guarded, I would have thought.
The van is registered with a company called Carter, Patterson and Co., but it's not registered with company's house. So we could do. Oh, it's late at night. It's going to happen tonight, isn't it? I mean, I don't think we're going to stop this death, but we can stop the body from being moved.
There's a search on Carter, Patterson and Co. If somebody else has mentioned this, it might bring something up. They may not have a company website, but it may be mentioned in some other post or something.
Yeah, well, it's not registered at company's house, so that's probably not the
No.
right trading name.
I think
Yeah.
you tried to search for some information on Carter, Pattison and Co. and couldn't find anything.
I couldn't remember whether we did or not. Okay. So the location we've got that they go to, can we look up what is supposed to be in that location?
Yes.
To the address and
Yeah, so as far as you can tell, it is the North Hampshire Haemophilia, Hemostasis and Thrombosis Centre, Aldermaston Road, Basingstoke.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which is in the Parkland Hospital ground.
Yes, that's right.
And Durwood, is that where we think the next murder is going to be? Durwood.
I thought that was the first one. Valerie Keys was Durwood.
That was the first one, yes. Valerie Keys. Correct.
So, to refresh my memory, where do we think the fourth one was going to be then?
You need to figure out which locations have had murders in and which one hasn't.
Right, I've got Durwood for the first and St James's Passage for the fourth. I haven't got second or third listed yet.
I've got Passad's one.
That was on the first. That was murdered on the first.
That's right, murdered on the first.
Sorry. She was the third victim.
Yeah, because you got Val, Cass, Passad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so St James Passage. Yeah, St James Passage. That was the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the fourth one.
So it's the fifth one we were looking for.
Yeah.
Why have I got Henrique Street?
Because that's the fifth location.
There you go.
That's the location that's missing from the 4 locations, from the 5 locations that were known Ripper locations.
Brilliant. So there we go then. That's what we need. That's if the thing is though, the bodies were left at those locations.
Yeah.
Correct.
So Passad was taken from. Oh, say that she was quite close to her location, wasn't she? It was the same car park.
It was round the corner from where she was staying. Yes.
Yeah, but the location where she was left when she was attacked was there, wasn't it? So it's the same place.
Yeah, same place.
Whereas the lady who was attacked, was it a park bench?
But she was stuffed in the waste bin at the park bench.
Brilliant. So they're bringing them back from that location. Fantastic. If they're bringing them back to the same location, then we just head to Henrique Street, and I'm sure there'll be some memorabilia telling us whereabouts Jack did his business.
Yeah. And then we have to look out for any lone females wandering around with a big dark-haired guy walking up to them.
Sorry, Kath. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with his cape over his face like this.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to find Henrique Street. I found it now.
You found it.
Oh, it's long.
It is long. I'll let you figure out if there's a place where.
How do you spell Henrique?
Yeah, Henriqueues.
Bernard Street, now called Henrique Street, was the scene of what's generally accepted as the third murder.
Does it give a location what you're looking for?
Just looking there. Bennett Street is a narrow street leading to the north, in the north and south direction of Commercial Road, Whitechapel. Bennett Street and Dutfield Yard, as it was known at the
Oh,
time.
Elizabeth Stride. Is that the one there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. It's right near the end where it comes to Fairclough. On the right hand side as you're exiting.
Right, I'll get wrong maps. Google.
Oh, I love the fact I can share it on stream.
Good, isn't it?
Okay, so it's a one way.
So, Elizabeth Stride. It's even mentioned. Look.
Yeah.
On.
Well, they're all
Google.
historical landmarks. That's why.
Yeah.
So,
Mad, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, so
Okay.
I need to go back in time as well, don't I, rather than looking at this?
You do. You need to make sure you're back at the 2008 or prior to 2011, or 2011 at the earliest. I think it's either 2008 or 2012 you have. So, okay. So you're going to make your way from where you're... I've got to remember where you're staying now.
We are staying at... Oh, no, it's not for Pulis, his address. We are staying at Park Villa Boutique Hotel.
On Grove Road. Yes. So it is approximately 2.1 miles. It will take you 40 minutes to walk, or you can get public transport, which will take you approximately 26 minutes.
I thought you were going to say 3 times longer.
In fact, if you notice it, it's pretty much down to the A11 at Mile End. You would walk all the way along the A11 to... well, you could go as far as Aldgate East if you wanted to, but just before there, you could go down Adler Street, and then from Adler Street onto the A13, and then down Henrique Street to the area where Elizabeth Stride was murdered.
Just as well in the evening, because it's right outside the primary school, so we'd get into trouble for that.
Indeed, right outside a primary school, and unfortunately, we don't have it on the big map. Oh, actually, maybe we do. No, I think we're just off.
Yeah, it's just down the road from the primary school.
Yeah, I'm just looking. A13, the row. Okay. Yeah, so it's just off them again. It's just off the wider map there. So I am gonna just put a quick marker for you. Be somewhere down here. Off map, Henrik Street. Okay. So, what kind of time are you aiming to get there for?
Right, so it's 7 o'clock now, isn't it? So
yeah,
I think we get there as soon as possible, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, because do we have times on when the CCTV recordings were?
Late evening. So the CCTV recordings are all after sort of, once pubs have finished for the night, typically.
Right, okay.
I will be taking my knife with me.
Okay. Okay. So you're just gonna kind of tool up with whatever weapons you can get your hands on, and then leave the thing and just head down to Henrique Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scout out the area at least.
Are you going to bring a camera as well?
Yeah. That's a skill I haven't got photography.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
would say
need.
I would say it probably falls under.
What was that, photography?
Yeah, there isn't a skill that exists. I would say typically it falls under art. So you can take general snaps.
Yeah.
You're just not good at lining things up, getting the lighting correct, perfect,
Yeah.
correct
Yeah.
angles and all that kind of stuff. But it's like I can take a photo with my phone
Yeah.
or with a normal camera, but would it be a professionally taken photo? No.
Yeah.
So I would say if you really want to try and capture a decent photo, just use computer skill, because I would say that's the equivalent of or an electronic. Yeah.
Electronic device.
I'll
Okay.
take the those low light. Was it binoculars that goes through the scope? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I might be mixing up with other games, but I know I've got a low light something.
You got a UV light.
Yeah, I've got.
Oh,
UV
bring that
light.
as well. We'll bring that.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably by about 8:15, you arrive at the top of the A13 and Henrik Street. Let me just fast forward the time a little bit. It is now dark, but it's not dark because you are in London, so it's a well lit area. The road is a narrow road, even in 2008. You have the school opposite the area where, according to the local folklore and the local sort of streetwalkers, Elizabeth Stride was murdered. There is a main building, Bernhard Baron House. No idea what that is.
It's a church of some kind. Or maybe not.
Was built as a synagogue. It is now a care home. No, that is not the right one.
Reading the outside, it says, to glory of God and to proud memory of the members of the club.
Yes, it was a Jewish synagogue for Jewish settlers originally. There is currently, though, there appears to be a one double bedroom apartment for sale at £480,000.
Gosh.
It's a very expensive place. So yes, it is converted apartments. So you've walked down from sort of the A13 down past. Let's have a look. 2011. So down past Hugo Hoggs, not Hugo Boss. Down Henrik Street. Past the. Well, I don't know what place that is that's got shutters on.
Just bear with me 1 second. In Wales, if you're still there, is your endurance check in combat, is that a homebrew or a game mechanic? There we go, I'm fine now, thank you. Just raided us with 11 people.
So heading into Henrik Street, it is dark. Actually, there is street lighting, but it's not a huge amount of street lighting here. So there are pools of light as you go down. So it's kind of a gloomy sort of narrow back street of London's East End. The area isn't widely used at this time of the evening. People, certainly as you head down to the area where Elizabeth Stride was murdered, you can see the Baron's house there. There are a number of lights on representing the various people that are living there, going about their day-to-day business behind closed curtains or blinds. And the street itself is fairly quiet. What are you going to do when you get here?
I think it would be nice to go in that little alcove and just maybe just keep an eye out for the moment. Do we the one at the Baron's house alcove?
Oh, the actual entranceway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know exactly where this person was murdered.
It is approximately between the alcove and the junction of the street.
Yeah, literally. That what's that? 6, 12,
Yeah, there's
40 foot away.
I was going to say there's probably a marker on the street itself that represents the approximate area, but beyond that, no, there's nothing. There's nothing of the 1800s left in this area, to be fair. So you are literally kind of eyeballing it based on the information that you can read on the internet.
Right, so it wants to be a little bit further down that way.
Yeah, you go too far down, it changes the date on the.
It's pretty much at the right next to the junction. Well, it is literally, yeah, just
Pretty much right at the junction, isn't it?
yeah.
In that area, yeah. As I say, there's so you could loiter. So there's that side door with the looks of things. So if I just go down there, there is the fire exit door into Baron's house. There is also a CCTV camera up at the top corner. If you look at the July 2008 date, that is covering that fire exit. You are concerned that just loitering around on that street corner could cause problems. Depending on who is monitoring that CCTV camera. It is a private residence area after all.
Well, in which case we always hide in the huge hole in the wall where the school is.
You could always hide in the huge hole in the wall where the school is. Yes, you could. Okay.
Well, anyway, we'll find somewhere to observe.
How are you going to observe for? Knowing what you know based on the CCTV, the events seem to unfold after clubs and things seem to all have closed for the night.
Yeah, that's a good point.
A few hours.
I'm just looking for any bars close by. Which I don't think there is.
There's the dog down on Blackchurch Lane.
Well, I tell you what, Mark, what might be an idea, mate, is if you go back, I'll stay here, you go back and get your car and bring it here. And at least we've got something to sit in.
Yeah, but for the fact that you made me leave my car at home.
I thought we came back in your car.
Oh, you wanted to keep in your car. You drove.
This is true.
Is it true? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. My car is in Betsacoid. It's a long way to go and get it.
We better get him over then, mate. No, in that case,
you go get your car and I'll get you.
I'll go get my car. Yeah, I'll go get my car. I'll get a couple of coffees, and we'll do a proper stakeout in the car.
Yeah.
And then that way, if we can't stop it from happening, and the van turns up, we can follow the van.
Okay, so Mark stays local, keeping himself as secluded as possible, keeping an eye on the comings and goings down Henrik Street. In the meantime, for the next sort of hour and 20 minutes or so, well, actually, probably be an hour in total, 40 minutes to wander back to get your car, and then probably less than 5 to 10 minutes to drive back over here. So about an hour later, you will see Sam returning with his car, dropping it as he does in one of the available parking spaces somewhere on Henrik Street, giving you kind of a rough view of the street either way, as far as sort of the corner and up towards the small sort of stand of shops, the small shopping parade that you can see at the other end of the Baron's Court. The street has a few bits and pieces, a few comings and goings of people kind of walking along, often couples kind of heading, maybe taking a shortcut down the road. But for all intents and purposes, there's nothing untoward and unusual that you can see at this point.
No, I think the most important thing we're going to be looking for is anybody with a close description of those videos of that man we saw.
Okay.
Because he was quite tall, wasn't he?
He was tall, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And any women that look to be coming back from nightclubs and things.
Okay. All right. So you're just going to kind of sit and have a stakeout for the next 3 hours, as you know, keeping an eye on comings and goings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Could you both give me willpower tests, please?
Oh, do you know what? I just feel the urge to use a point of luck and reverse that.
Okay, that gives you a very easy success, possibly even a critical.
It gives me a crit. Yeah.
That gives you a crit. Okay. For a brief moment or two, probably an hour or so into this kind of car, Sam, you start to nod a little bit, and then you snap your eyes open, realizing that now is probably not a good time for you to kind of doze off. On the other hand, Mark, you are pretty okay with just kind of sitting here quietly watching and observing, staying awake for the bulk of the next 2 or 3 hours. As sort of 10 o'clock passes, you get to that point where all around you that bars start to kind of empty, pubs start to empty, and you you start to see a little bit of extra foot traffic head down here. But again, for all intents and purposes, there's a by about 10:30 there's a bit of a rush of people, and then it starts to go quiet again. You still haven't really seen anything. Give me both of you give me perception checks.
I'm going to look up as well in case somebody's watching from a vantage point.
Yeah, no worries.
Helps if I click on the number rather than the word. Ooh, I'm going to do all that.
Point of luck to re-roll. Go for it.
Look, -1. Seriously. Okay.
Mark, you're kind of looking down towards the area where Elizabeth Stride was murdered, keeping an eye on that part. The car, because of the one-way system anyway, the car is facing that way. Sam, you just happen to be kind of every now and then you're sort of straining your neck to look behind you, or you're using the passenger side mirror to try and angle it a little bit so you can see behind you. It's not something that you see, but there is some kind of like an agitated dog barking way back down Henry Street, back towards the A13.
Oh, Mark, mate, there's a dog there.
And then you hear
look in the mirror.
Can't see anything.
You can't see a dog. You can just hear barking. And then there's a sudden scream that seems to be cut short.
Let's go, mate. Did you hear that? Let's go. Go.
Yeah. Get out and run.
Well, if it's behind us, you get out and run. I'm going to reverse up.
And then, so as you jump out the car, you hear the faint sort of sound of a sort of thud. It reminds you a little bit of somebody taking a wet fish and banging it against a piece of plywood. I mean, that is a very, very, very specific sound.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever actually tried doing that, but I can
bloody fishmongers
probably guess. Yeah. Right, yeah, I'm sprinting in the direction I hear it coming from.
Yeah, I'm reversing the car down the road.
It's probably not too far. So if you're looking at the 2008 map and you're looking back up the road, you'll see that there's a red car. You'll see Gulf Travel. You'll see that parade of shops. Just beyond that parade of shops, just on the is that bush. So if you head down towards there, the street light, by the way, on the corner there, near Henrique's Convenience, Bayton, and Basil House, is out. It just does not seem to be working. And the sound that you heard seems to come from this corner here, this kind of area. This you're not sure whether it's the sort of the side entrance of Basil House or that strip of wasteland next to it.
Right. Okay. I'll look through the gate of the wasteland first.
It is very dark.
And light my torch, flashlight, and shine it around to see if I can.
So the first thing you notice, that piece of wood, so that it's exactly as you see, quite an overgrown thing. There is an abandoned, there is a car parked in there. You don't know if it's abandoned or not. But where you've got that board that's got the sort of the white graffiti on it, there is a reddish stain that runs all the way up that board.
Okay.
As if something has been smacked against it, caused it to bleed, and then dragged up and over the board.
Right. So if I'm looking through the gate to the side of it with the torch lined, is the red still on the plants inside, or has it gone up the wall or something?
No. It's on the plants just the other side, and then it seems to disappear into the undergrowth towards the back. As you kind of move your flashlight across, I mean, this is pitch black, this kind of area, illuminated by your beam. For a brief second, you think you see two red points of light, or points of light reflecting your torchlight back at you.
Right. I shout stop and try and get over the fence.
Okay. Give me. Right. So bear with me 1 second. I'm going to need. Still trying to learn the skills here. So yeah, give me athletics. Yeah, and athletics. I thought there was an athletics. I'm also looking for something myself.
Unless you train the acrobatics, then.
Yeah. I'm better at athletics then.
You should actually now see the image of the location.
Yeah.
No, I took the wrong one. You should see the image of the location in front of you. So, the pinpoint is sort of down at the back there. With a bit of a kind of a squeeze, you manage to get yourself, you kind of grab the top of the bar. Fortunately, there doesn't appear to be any barbed wire or anything, which is a bit odd. It is kind of padlocked. The lock itself appears to be a little bit rusty, slightly unused. And the gate is, as you can see it kind of barely fits together. So you grab that lower gate on the right-hand side and kind of pull yourself over just as the car... Well, at this point, Mark, your car... Sam, your car is... You've pulled your car up directly in front of the drop curb, in front of the gates. You jump out as Mark is kind of halfway up over the fence.
To be fair, what I was going to do is I was going to nudge my car through the gates to open the gates.
Oh, okay.
If possible.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Give me a drive roll. Let's see if you don't mess it up and damage your car as you're doing it.
27?
Oh, I could. Yes, I will reverse it because I'm going to be as gentle as possible while I'm doing it. I'm just literally letting the pressure do the work.
Okay, good. So rather than kind of ramming it and causing lots of noise, you kind of pull your car up. Are you leaving your main beams on?
I am, yes, because it's pitch black in there.
Mark, what are you doing? Because Sam's kind of pulled his car past and he's now turned it and he's edging it forwards just as you're about to grab over the top of the bar. Are you going to carry on pulling yourself up, or are you going to jump back down and let...
I'm going to let Sam do it.
Okay. So, Sam, you pull the car up and you nudge, 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 and then you watch as these gates just kind of fall. Instead of breaking in the middle, they just fall at the ends, where the gate is obviously so badly maintained that the connections to the
hinges.
The hinges, that's the word. It's kind of the poles, the hinges,
Yeah.
kind of give way, and the gate just crashes in front of you.
Fantastic. Well, full beams on.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other side of the car, you can see that there is another streak of liquid of some kind, some dark liquid. From your light, it does look red. It looks like blood. Kind of drags itself down just across the rear boot of the car, and then up over the top, and then kind of disappears into that undergrowth at the back.
Oh, crap! That was like an abandoned building.
There's no sign of those two red pinpoints that they seem to have vanished.
Do a Starskin Hutch, slide over the bonnet to get in, because he's going to be blocking the entrance, and follow the blood trail. See how far it goes.
Okay. So as you go, yes. So the other side of the car, directly in front of the bonnet at the front of the car, there is a figure that's kind of partially clothed figure.
Okay. Shine the torch on the figure, see whether it's alive.
I'm at the car, by the way.
And check. Yeah, I'm gonna. If it's female, I'm going to go over and check for pulse and things. If it's not, then I'm going to be a bit more cautious.
Definitely female.
Right. I'll go over and check for a pulse and.
Even with your, give me a quick first aid roll. I'm just looking for an easy roll here. You get an
one.
No problem. So even in your with your combat experience as a combat medic, you've seen a lot of soldiers who bleed out from traumatic wounds and traumatic injuries. Your immediate look, the amount of blood that seems to be pooling out from the body, and at the moment it's kind of hunched, not quite in a fetal position, but in a way that you can't see the face, but you can tell immediately that a major artery has been severed, and the body is just bleeding out into the dirt in front of the car.
Where is it bleeding from? That's
Head.
the important thing. Then
head and neck.
So yeah, the tourniquet is not going to actually help in this case.
It would appear not. In the distance, you can hear the sounds of sirens.
Is that?
This can be plan 2 now. Is this? Let's get back in the car.
Yeah.
There's going to be a black van appearing soon.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to jump back in the car,
unless you want
to car forward and move it along, or what are you going to do? Sorry.
While he's moving the car, I'm going to have a quick look around with the torch, see if there's anything left behind, avoiding all the blood.
Any footprints?
Yeah.
Give me a perception check. Given the situation, I want a hard perception check, please.
Reroll that, because there's no way I can get that. My rolls tonight are terrible.
Not too bad. You've rolled worse.
Well, yeah, but considering my skills are quite high, I'm failing on everything.
Can I just say, you've had an 80... You love your 80s. You've had an 88.
I had an 89 re-roll to an 88.
Yeah, now you've got an 86.
Critical success.
Oh, beautiful.
Look at that on the re-roll. Okay, a number of things that you see. So the first thing that grabs you is that the wound across the neck is a very savage wound, not a clean, precise wound. It's almost as if a large animal has just kind of gored the woman's throat out and kind of cut it across the jugular. The second thing, there are a number of dog prints in some soft soil nearby, roughly the size of the prints that you saw in the oil up on the top floor of the car park several days ago.
I'll take photos of anything I find.
Okay, so you snap photos as quickly as possible. The sirens are getting louder. Looking else around, there doesn't. Everything seems to be concentrated there. There's no sort of trail leading off. The feet, the dog prints seem to just go into the undergrowth. And given you're torn between trying to follow these prints and leave as quickly as possible, you don't feel like you have enough time to root around, or do you? I mean, it's up to you. The likelihood is, though, the longer you stay and root around for maybe where this thing has gone, the likelihood is the police or whoever these sirens are will arrive.
I'll shine the torch in that direction to see where it leads.
So it's. I mean, you can't really see on here. Let me have a look at the big map.
While he's doing that, I'm going to be reversing the car back out onto the road.
Okay.
And I'm also going to check for CCTV cameras around the area.
Yeah. So it looks like. So if you look at the overhead map, there is the back fire exit up into the again parade of shops that would lead out onto Batty Street, but there is a small double fence at the far corner that at this point in time is very much full of shrubs and things, and it as far as you can tell, you suspect it's gone through there and possibly over the fence into the courtyard behind that would belong to this Arvind court, which then just leads to other alleyways and other ways out beyond there. It's hard to tell.
Right.
It's very possible that whatever this was could have exited a little bit further down and back out onto Henrik Street, or it could have gone over some of these back alleyways and things. They're not buildings and things, but it could have gone, through some of these back passageways and things to get out. But there's no sign of it.
Right, okay. I'll take a photo of the direction I could last see it, get in the car.
Okay.
So, right, we need to
where are you going? The sirens are getting even louder.
We're just going to drive down Henrik Street.
Yeah.
We're going to take a left onto Fairclough.
Okay.
So I'm literally doing it now, past the Royal Mail van. I was tempted to go down Batty Street.
Okay.
And sort of.
All right. So
Sort of go around that way and then go back up to the main road at the top.
Oh, so back to the A13 and then back. Come back along the A13 to the top of Henrik Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be interesting.
So as you kind of get round the corner, you'll hear the sirens get quite loud. You come back out onto Batty Street, come back along Batty Street, back out onto the A13, along the A13, and as you kind of pull to the top of Henrik Street and look down, you can see a number of blue flashing lights. All seem to have congregated around, roughly speaking, that area where you were investigating.
Is there a black van there by any chance, or can we spot that in this darkness?
There doesn't appear to be at the moment.
Do we be ballsy and go down there? Or just continue onwards? The thing is, if we go down there and all the police cars again, we're going to get stuck, which means we've got an excuse to then hang around.
Yeah, but then the van might drive off and we're still stuck behind the traffic.
If the van's there.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect the van to turn up this quickly. I would have expected them to phone it, but if it does, there's something really dodgy going on.
Yeah. Well, we know the route it's going to take, don't we?
Yeah.
So I'm just actually looking for somewhere to park, if there is anywhere to park, but I don't want to be hanging around in a car parked up. Bugger it. I'm going to pull into Henrik Street
Mm-hmm.
and then drive as if we're just driving down there.
Drive down Henrik Street as if you are just driving down Henrik Street. Okay, the police have pulled up directly in front of the thing. And actually, one of the police cars has pulled into the actual overgrown, empty, sort of vacant lot area. Blue lights flashing, main beam on, and there are a couple of police officers stood as you sort of drive past slowly. They've not blocked the road off. You can still get your car down there.
Right.
But there are a couple of police officers kind of stood pulling out sort of a makeshift barrier that they can kind of drape over the front of the entranceway to block it, whilst as far as you can see there are a couple of police officers with lights and torches stood at the far end of the car. One of them does appear to be on their radio.
No sign of the black van.
No.
Good. I was going to say that would be a bit suspicious, it turning up that quick.
Bugger. I wanted them to have blocked off the road so we got stuck. I'm going to rubberneck it as we go past and drive like 2 miles an hour, window down, just staring with that look on our face, on my face. Going, oh, what's going on here?
No problem. You can absolutely do that.
And hopefully getting clocked by one of the officers.
Yes. So first, one of the officers, the two officers, is a male and female officer, putting up this blind, and the well, let's have a look. Which officer is going to do it? It's the female officer. The female officer pauses and just kind of looks at you as you drive past really slowly. And you can see just as your car just moves past, Sam, you're just kind of tracking her in the mirror. You can see that she mentions, she obviously talks to her colleague who kind of cranes his neck a little bit, but at this point you're too far down the road to for them to actually catch your registration plate.
Right, no problem in that case then. Right, so...
Do you know what you need? A police scanner.
Yeah.
I mean, technically not that they're legal, but you know.
Can you get them these days?
Oh, I don't know. Probably.
I mean, the old school, it used to be RF frequency, you could anyway, but I don't know. It's all done by WhatsApp now, isn't it?
For the sake of the fiction, you probably can. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely might be worth asking somebody about one of those then.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. In which case, we've come down here. It's a one-way street.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Then we can pull over further down and just keep an eye out for a black van.
Okay. All right. So you pull on down, keeping an eye out for your black van.
I mean, we know where it's going, so we could theoretically go and wait on that road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we know the registration for it as well, don't we?
Black vans, hard to see at night. After about an hour, well, there's a load of activity. So from where you're kind of sat waiting, maybe half an hour, 20 minutes later, two more police vans turn up. One of them is typically one of the forensic vans. And you'll see a number of people come out in forensic gear. They go through the tarp and out into that back area. You then wait again for another sort of half hour, and you do notice a black unmarked van drives very slowly down Henrik Street, stops in front of the gate. Two individuals in suits kind of jump out or come out calmly, opens the back, pulls out a trolley, and goes over to the police and has a conversation. Nothing seems to happen for another sort of 20-25 minutes. And then about sort of 1:45-ish, you'll notice that the two men come pulling the trolley with what appears to be a body bag on top of it, and pushes it into the back of the car, the back of the van.
Number plates on the van, does it match what we've seen in the CCTV and things? What we saw at Cassandra's?
You can't see from where you are. It's too far away, and the number plate isn't lit, so you have to wait for it to drive past you.
We couldn't see it when it drove past us, or did it not?
No, it's one way. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to assume, for the sake of it, that it is. It's the same MO as what happened before. So.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether there's more than one van, and there may be other things going on as well, or whether it's just the one van.
No, well, we're going to follow this one.
Yeah.
Okay. As the van drives past you, you kind of slink down inside on your chairs to avoid being seen. But as it comes past quite slowly before it turns into Fairclough Street, it is exactly the same registration. And you notice that just at the rear window of the van is the same logo that you saw pinned up in Cassandra Irvin's house. Yes. That
was it the bat wings with the
Eden, the backrest for
the
Eden.
backrest. Yes. This one.
Why has it not appeared? Because I'm on Google Maps.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
As it pulls out past you into Fairclough Street, then out onto Christian Street. Let's see if
Has it gone right? Has it gone right, sorry, rather than left?
Yeah, hang on. I'll tell you exactly which route it's going. Okay, no directions from there. No. I want Henrik Street. Henrik Street to okay, so let me have a quick look. Okay, so it comes down Henrik Street. It then turns right on Fairclough Street, down onto Back Church Lane, Hooper Street, Lehman Street, Dock Street, East Smithfield, Tower Hill, Lower Thames. So it follows the Thames. Crikey, that's an interesting route. All the way out past Great Scotland Yard, Pall Mall, Piccadilly, Knightsbridge, Cromwell Gardens, Cromwell Road. Where's it going? Through Hammersmith, and then up to the M4. Okay, so yeah, so it takes a fairly. I mean, at this time of night, the roads are fairly quiet, so you can certainly. Are you going to attempt to follow it?
Indeed, yeah.
Presume you are. Okay, give me a drive roll.
Yeah, I'm not very good at driving, so I'm glad you're doing this.
Beautiful. Beautiful. A nice standard roll. Okay, so you set off. You wait a heartbeat or three for the van to kind of go past, and then you kind of pull out and sort of follow as close as you can. You roughly, you have an idea where you think this is going.
Yeah.
If it's following the same pattern as previous, this is going to go all the way to Basingstoke, to the haemophilia centre at the hospital. So, true enough, the van kind of follows down through Smithfield, Upper Thames, down onto Lower Thames Street, following the road along the Thames, up out along the Mall, Piccadilly, through Knightsbridge, and then heads towards Hammersmith, through Hammersmith to Chiswick up through to the M4, and then heads out onto the M4.
My plan of action in it, and I'll be telling Mark this as we're driving along. If we get to a red light, Mark, what I want to do is either you jump out and try to drag one of them out of the van and get in yourself, and if you can stop the van from moving, I'll come up the other side. Or failing that, my other idea was to brake check them on the road and get them to stop that way. But if we can waylay the two in there, maybe get the uniforms and go in the van ourselves.
So the road through London is not quiet. There are taxis, there are normal people moving. So you could certainly do that, but you would draw attention to yourself. There's also a high likelihood that there would be
cameras and things. Yeah, I'm aiming to do something on more of a quiet place if possible.
Okay.
Yeah, so out of London itself.
Yeah, okay. So once it hits the M4, though, that's probably your best place where you're the likelihood is you're going to have to the M4 still going through London as it passes the M25 or goes down onto the M25, and then it's going to hit the M3. The M4 is still fairly built up and surrounded by a lot of houses and things as you kind of exit London, and then down onto the M25 around Heathrow, etc. Do you want to try and do an interception then, or are you going to continue to follow it?
Well, if he's going the M3, he's going to go onto M3 next, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to go down the M25 onto the M3. Yeah.
And that's fairly...
That gets more rural.
It does, yeah. So, I mean, if it gets sort of like Windlesham, sorry.
Windlesham.
Is it going to go that far?
Oh, God, yeah. It's going to go all the way down. It's going to get even further.
And then you've got Hook. I'm just thinking, I mean, until Basingstoke, it's pretty much a straight drive on the M3, but I said that Windlesham will just stay on the M3 and go through it, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'll just continue on the M3. He'll go through Frimley, past Farnborough. Then it gets more urban, more rural. As you get out to places like Winchfield, Andwell, up Nately, before it'll sort of turn up into Basingstoke.
But there'll be no traffic lights or anything on there, will there? Because it's just straight. No. It's a straight road.
Yeah.
Yeah, even just at Lightwater, it's not either. There's no... Even the M25 is just straight run road. It doesn't stop.
Correct.
Right, we either run it off the road or we brake check them.
Right. So where are you going to what are you going to choose to do, and where do you want to do it?
Thank you.
The M3 still has cars on it, but it's not busy. And it probably gets quieter if you go out past Farnborough.
Yeah. My other words can be the amount of traffic cams that are on there.
Yeah, well, 2011 versus 2024, very different.
True, yeah, very true, actually, yeah.
Got to remember, timing is different.
In which case, yeah, I'm going to try it. Probably after Longgrass Studios, Long Cross. No, I've gone back, haven't I? I'm going to be going forward. Where's Basin? So I want to be trying it around Hook, I would say.
Around Hook. Okay. All right. Let's take a quick break, take a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll resolve this.
You lost me after about 4 turnings out of the van setting off. So I've just been listening to you. You know where you're going. I haven't got a clue in that area.
Oh. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll be back in a few.
I'll go for a smoke. And I'm also going to wish I put more points into my driving skill. Oh, mine's 37, so it's not that much different. Right, back in a sec. I've just put a chart in the. I don't know. I'll find out later on for you. Imwill's just cut it up for me and sent it to me. But it's a strenuous one for combat. Oh, fantastic.
You're following the car. Give me one more drive roll, please. I just want to make sure you can keep the car in. You can keep yourself within a couple of car lengths at all times.
No, I'm going to use a pointer look and reverse that. As I realise I'm getting too close to the van, I suddenly think, oh, I should back off a bit and reverse that to a 19.
No problem. So you back off, giving yourself a couple of car lengths or so, sort of matching the van as the van kind of overtakes a slow lorry or something on the motorway. You kind of come up, slow down a little bit, but you're matching the van as much as possible, keeping it in sight all the way. As you kind of pass, you pass Frimley, you pass the Welcome Break Fleet Services, continuing out towards Winchfield and the it's not a junction there, so Winchfield. You start to think about making the maneuver, the brake check or something like that to try and close a car. All of a sudden, the van weaves in front of you, and you watch as it kind of weaves out into the middle lane, and then it kind of pulls itself really sharpish back into the inside lane before veering right out into the outside lane and then kind of coming back. And this time, as it comes back, it kind of seems to, and you see this in almost slow motion as it kind of goes almost nose facing the 90 degrees from the angle that it should be driving, hits the embankment, hits the hard shoulder, and then hits the embankment, and then just kind of flips over and rolls along the embankment on its side. As it does so, the rear of the two doors kind of burst open. What are you doing? How are you going to react?
I'm going to be putting the brakes on and veering to the side, to the hard shoulder.
I need another driving roll. I need to see whether you can react quick enough to stop yourself or whether you're going to go sailing past and not see everything.
Oh, re-roll.
Do you have enough luck left?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. So you slam on your brakes as you kind of watch as this van kind of hits and rolls. Behind you, probably quarter of a mile away behind you, is the big lorry, probably a Tesco's lorry or a Sainsbury's lorry or something that's travelling, heading towards Basingstoke.
My hazards are going on.
Your hazards gone. And you watch as this van kind of glides along its side. The back doors burst open. And as they burst open, you see, surprisingly, the woman jump out, land on all fours, look around, see you as you're kind of slowing down, immediately turns and jumps up into. So you're probably at this point somewhere between Winchfield and Junction 5, where it starts to get wooded. I'm going to say there.
Have we got a map to look at? Because we're not.
Yeah, that didn't help us.
I'm on Google Maps at the moment, but I've.
Yeah. Let me pull a map together for you really quickly.
Yeah, I was looking at Google Maps as well, but when he said there, it's like that doesn't help.
No, it doesn't. So let me give you.
It's going to be just before where the M3 sign is, perhaps.
Yeah, apologies. Apologies to people who are paying attention to us. I will do this really quickly. Save this. Where am I going to save it? I'm saving it there. See, what I love about running this game is I do it pretty much on the fly. Okay, so I'm going to pull this. Actually, I'm going to do it slightly different. So we're going to add this as a scene.
I'm out of luck points, just to let you know.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
I've got 3 left.
I need to invest more in driving.
Yeah, that's what the skill checks have gone after. The experience rolls are going to have to be.
Okay, so can you all see this?
Yeah.
So
yes.
you've come off roughly, let me, there.
Okay, so there's nowhere to pull off the road.
Where's the hard shoulder?
Yeah.
There is a hard shoulder. The van is kind of on its side. If you look at the, let's try and get you a Google image approximately of that space.
Was it Trotter's Lane? I can do that.
It's probably, I can give you a snip of this as well.
Oh, if I go up to 2010.
There we are.
Well, that's ironic. There's actually a red lorry on both 2023 and 2010.
Oh, uncanny. It's the same one. He's probably been stuck there for ages.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at it as well.
So let me save this as view. Let me go to here, general info.
Yes, when it goes back as far as 2012.
2009 it'll go back to.
Not where I am then. Let's move forward a little bit. Oh yeah.
And on 2009 you've got another red van coming the other way.
Yeah, if I clicked 1 square further forward, I've now got 2009. I've got a white lorry.
So you should have the yeah. You should have the view as well. So as far as you can tell, so what will happen is as the van kind of careers to its side and kind of goes a little bit down that ditch into the bushes and the brambles on the side, this figure, this woman, kind of jumps out and immediately, on seeing you as you come close, and behind you there's a couple of other cars that are starting to brake and slow down as they can see the scene that's unfolded in front of them, and you watch as this woman just rushes through those thick, tangled bushes and down into whatever lies beyond there.
I'll wait for the car to come to a stop, and then I'm going to rush over to the van and take a look at.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up on the left, not close to the van, but with hazards on, and within rushing distance to the van.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to check whether the
and I'm also
passenger are alive.
As I'm doing this, I'm also going to be calling 999.
Okay. As you hit 999, you get the usual, Are you Sam McRae? The number, blah, 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 service, who are you? The usual kind of stuff, right? I've forgotten how it goes. It's been a while since I called 999. They get to the point of what service would you like?
Ambulance and police, maybe fire. There's been an overturned van on the M3, southbound near Trotters Lane. I'll try and give them a junction number if possible. If you see anything.
Yeah, you're just up from junction 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing that as you head towards the van. Mark, on your basis, you kind of jump up and you kind of sprint to the van. Do you want to? Are you going to the front? Or are you going to peek into the back?
I'll peek in the back, see if there's any movement as I'm going past, because the back will be nearer to me, won't it?
Yeah. Again, pitch black. Where you do have how far away from the van is Sam pulling the car up?
With about 15 feet.
Okay. Headlights?
Headlights are on, yeah. Yeah, hazards are on, headlights are on.
Main beam or just normal headlights?
It'd be normal headlights because common sense, there are dazzled cars coming towards us.
Main beam would give you more of a lighting area to see what's going on, though.
That's true. I'll flick them on.
Oh, flick on the main beam. So the only problem with so main beam lights up as you get close to the back of the van. It's on its side, remember, and door is kind of open. A couple of things that you notice as you bend down, your body will block some of the light, so you'll need to use your flashlight.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to see if there's movements inside more than anything else.
Give me a perception roll.
Seriously?
Oh, you're so
good. I'm going to reverse it.
You're going to reverse it. Okay. So reversing it gets you 29, which gets you all the way down to a formidable success. Beautiful. The back is a mess, but that's not unexpected because, the van has tipped over. But what you do notice, the gurney, the body bag seems to have been shredded, and there is a couple of tiny worms that are motionless but seem to be, you can just make out one of those silvery looking worms just in the shreds of the body bag. The thin panel between the back of the van and where the people are has been sort of shredded outwards. So from where you're looking in, it looks like it's just been pushed out and kind of like something with force, some shrapnel with force, an explosion has hit the metal sheet, punched through it, and then just splayed it out the back. And the other side, there are what appears to be 2 figures currently motionless.
I'll go along the side of the van and look through the passenger door.
You won't be able to.
Yeah, or the windscreen to see whether or not they're alive.
Okay, so the side windows are tinted exactly as Sam just kind of hinted at there. The one closest to the ground obviously is shattered, but all you can see there is concrete. The front windscreen is the passenger side seems to be, well, it's got blood on the inside and is cracked. The driver's side is clear, but it looks, judging by the angle that the head of the driver is kind of flopped, it suggests that the driver's neck has been snapped.
Right, okay. I won't touch anything then.
You notice, one of the things that you notice though, in the centre of between the 2 chairs, the passenger side, there is a mount and there appears to be a combat shotgun in it.
Smash that window.
Yeah, I was going to say,
try to get
just correcting.
Yeah. What I would do is I'd try to save the passengers, honest, and grab that shotgun.
Yeah, I'm going to effectively do that.
Okay.
Try and get in, retrieve the combat shotgun before anything else, and then look for the passengers.
No problem. You can definitely do that. So,
At a glance, I assume that the driver and the passenger is dead.
both of them, yes. The passenger looks like he's had his throat slashed open again, and arterial spray across the front of the windscreen. The driver just looks like the neck has been kind of twisted and shattered.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, get the combat shotgun out and
That's going
any
to
spare
the boot
ammo
of my
if there's
car.
any.
Yeah. I'd suggest before, as he's about to do this, I'm going to go to the back of my car, get some gloves out, chuck them to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
at this point,
fingerprints.
you've called for the services,
Yeah.
and already you can see in the distance flashing lights.
Sam, there's some of those worms in the back as well.
Bloody hell, mate. Right, okay. I'll see if I've got a bag I can put them in. So, same thing, I'm going to get some gloves, put some little gloves on myself. And if I can't find a bag, I'll just get one of these surgical gloves and drop them into there and just tie the end.
Okay.
Are they all dead, or are there live ones as well?
They are. There's a couple of them appear to be. There's only 2 or 3 that you can see, and all of them are dead.
Right, okay.
Well, let's get them anyway, and then that way we can send them to your mate, and or if you know anybody, can have a look at them.
Yeah. Hell, I could have a look at them now.
That's true.
Yeah, you're good.
We could take your secret lab.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to go and set up.
Yeah, and then once you've got the shotgun and you've had a couple of seconds to look for any ammo or anything, it's in the back of the van. Your gloves are off, and then try to delay your reactions here. And when the lights are coming, I want you to pull the window out. So put the window back in place in a sense, because I'm assuming you'll have just smashed one corner if there's a broken bit and try to pull it out.
Yeah.
And then make it look as if you're trying to rescue them.
Well, I can say that I've got my I'll have my ID, which they'll be able to verify I'm qualified. That at a glance I can tell there's nothing I can do, so I didn't touch them.
Yeah, like a first responder. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, it's a little bit odd. You're surprised a little bit to see this combat shotgun kind of just wrapped and sat there in the middle of the, in sort of a holster in the middle of the van.
That is the least of my surprise, considering the corpse that I actually looked at jumped out the back of the van and ran into the trees.
Maybe you are, you're kind of mulling that over, and you're wondering if you were mistaken by what you saw.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure I wasn't, but something weird's going on.
Okay. Police start to, the first responder kind of pulls lights on, pulls up alongside, and already you get the sense that the traffic flow has pretty much stopped.
Rubberneckers.
Not in that sense. It's been held up by another vehicle further back.
Right. While you're doing that at the front, and I've got these worms and put them in the boot with the other item.
On the shotguns, yeah.
The way that the cage at the front of the van has been pulled into the back of the van, does it look like it won't be an explosion? Does it look like my apartment? What happened to my apartment where things were just pulled apart?
Yes, but it's from the inside, the interior of the rear of the van into the front driving area.
So it's been pushed
that way. Yeah,
right. Sorry. Yeah. Right. So I thought that like almost she grabbed although she couldn't have done this, she's only a girl, but she grabbed it and pulled it inwards.
No, the other way round.
So she's
Basically,
pushed it.
it's almost like a huge force has forced and split the metal.
Right, brilliant. Yeah.
Outwards.
Awesome. But I'm going to get a same sort of visualization of what happened in my room or my apartment, where the doors and things were ripped off.
Right. Before the police arrive, after I've handed over the shotgun, I want to take a quick look at where she ran for any tracks, just to see if it was what I thought it was, how they human footprints type of thing when she ran into the trees.
Okay. It's pitch dark, and with your flashlight, you're not going to see anything.
Okay. I just wanted to see size more than anything else, in case it wasn't her in the boot; it was something else.
No, it's hard. It's hard to see.
Okay.
Where she went through the bushes. Police arrived, and they're like, "All right, gentlemen, what's the situation?"
That's bloody frightening, mate. We were driving down here. This van in front just did a 90-degree turn and started rolling. It swerved. At first it swerved left, it swerved right, then it did a 90-degree on its side, flipped, and ended up here. The back doors burst open, and something shot into the woods. I wish I had my dash cam on, but I don't have one, so...
You can't have a dash cam in 2011. I don't really think they were a thing in those days.
Yeah, they were.
Were they?
Yeah.
Not very, very good and not very common.
No, really pants. About
yeah,
one make a
you'd have got nothing anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to check on the drivers and passenger, but there's nothing I can do.
All right, well, just stay by your vehicle, gentlemen. We'll get your statements in a moment. And he kind of gestures to his colleague who go round to the front. And immediately you kind of hear, first thing you hear is the sound of retching.
Yeah.
And a voice goes, all right, keep it together, Dave, keep it together. It's not the worst one we've seen. And then a radio call for ambulance, more police, standing down fire, and a suggestion that we need to close the motorway for a while. So start thinking about how we divert traffic off and away from the area. Because this is going to be a long night.
So it's just police here at the moment. So there's no.
Correct. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, there'll be local bobbies that have come from the surrounding area.
Yeah, I was just thinking whether the ambulance had arrived or not as well.
No, it's coming from Basingstoke. I would have thought the ambulance, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it could be another 6 or 7 hours yet.
So what you'll so for the next sort of 20 minutes you're kept at your car. The police interview you, asking you questions about what you saw. So are you telling me, sir, that the van had a body in it and the body's rolled down into off the road motorway?
What do you mean a body?
Well, you said the van opened and something came out, and looking inside the back of the van, there's a body bag. I assume it's a body.
Well, the bloody hell would a body come out of there? If it wasn't dead, it came out and it ran into the bushes over there, look.
Can't have run. Surely it just rolled. Did it look like it was running because it was, because of the state of it?
I'm only telling you what I saw, mate.
No, I understand that.
Things happened quite fast here. I was a bit shocked. I was lucky my reactions were quite quick. It was a bit of a knackering ride this year, or drive down here. And if it wasn't for the fact I saw him bloody jackassing left and right before he did a full flip, I would have been up his arse.
Yes, well, sir, yeah, you obviously very. It was very good of you not to.
I just got lucky, mate. Lucky.
Exactly. Okay. Well, we'll
Two,
we'll
two, two luck points to be precise.
we'll get we'll get some search guys in, and we'll check to see if an unfortunate passenger has been lost from the back of the van.
Well,
Not
I was going to say,
sure what to make of the drivers, though. That seems a
Well-
little bit.
but you say there's a body bag in there. If the body inside a body bag came flying out, wouldn't you have thought it'd be quite hard for it to unzip itself?
Well, it looks like the body bag failed, sir. There are several holes in it, so one suggests that yes, that body bag failed.
No idea what that means, mate. Sorry.
Well, yeah, it's about all we can assume. Anyway, stay here. I'm sure we'll have you on your way in no time. We'll just wait for a couple of other things to arrive.
Don't suppose you have a coffee or anything we could have?
Yeah, no, sorry. Next sort of 10-15 minutes, ambulance arrives. 2 ambulances. 2 more police cars. They put a screen up around the vehicle. This seems to be a theme of the evening. And take your name and contact details for any follow-up. What do you give them?
I'm in my car. I'm going to give my details.
You've got to, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're taking note of everything. You do get the sense that the police officer kind of leans in close a couple of times, maybe trying to sense to see if there's any alcohol on your breath, which there isn't. And also, you also kind of get the sense that they probably run your plate. And sort of about half hour or so after the accident, by now it's sort of getting on for nearly 2:45 in the morning. The police kind of finally go, "All right, Mr. McRae, you're free to leave. We'll be in contact if we need any further details. But for now, thank you very much."
No, thank you, mate. That was quite horrific. That. Where's the closest service stop on here?
Closest service stop, sir. Well, actually, you've just passed one. So you.
I bet if I make a U-turn, you're going to arrest me, aren't you?
Yeah, you know what you can do a U-turn.
Do a U-turn?
Actually-
I can make its bloody eyes roll.
So the nearest one would have been Welcome Break Fleet South, which you passed probably 3 or 4 miles back, maybe a little bit further. But if you want a service station, he'll tell you to go to Junction 5, come back on yourself, follow back towards Fleet, and as you get to the outskirts of Fleet, there's the services there. Or if you're heading down to the coast, I believe the next one is, I want to say, it's a long way actually.
But I tell you what, I'd like to do anyway. But no worries. We'll find something on the way, mate. But thanks.
The next
anyway.
one is down near Winchester, so it's
Winchester.
past Basingstoke.
Well,
You keep going, so it's probably about 20 miles away.
I could go to the EM services, unless they're new. Right, M3, I want to come off at the next junction, turning left, heading towards North Warnborough, but I want to be heading back to Trotters Lane, so I want to be going down the A287.
Okay. Yeah.
And then turning left onto the B3016 Oldham Road. The Oldham, Oddiham.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and then going to Trotter's Lane that way, which goes onto Portbridge Road.
Okay.
Because if she came off there and came that direction, then that's going to be, that's a populated area as well, isn't it?
It is a populated area, yes.
Yeah, not far from here. It's RAF Oddingham.
So, you follow down to junction 5, coming off at the 287, heading towards Oddingham. You then turn out onto the B3016. You continue at the fork onto Potbridge Road. The roads are getting narrower and kind of closer here. And then you kind of take a slowish drive down to Totter's Lane and the area there. I mean, Potbridge Road is probably the closest point to where you saw the figure kind of roll out of the van and into the sort of the bushes and the hedgerow along the side of the motorway.
That's just a little single lane track.
It is a single lane track. The problem is, it's dark. It's very quiet. At this time of night, it's quite eerie. There is a moon out. It's not a full moon, but there is a moon out. There is a little bit of starlight, but not a huge amount. Your eyes are probably adjusted and you can see okay in the dark. Not amazing, but you can still see. Taking the car down Potbridge Road, you get all the way to the end. See nothing. No sign of anything moving. Nothing wandering. As you get to the very end, though, you can see the blue lights of the services attending the accident sort of through the trees and up onto the sort of the higher part of the M3.
It was worth a shout, I suppose. Maybe she wasn't quite dead, and
Oh no!
I know.
Trust me.
And I do trust you. I'm just wishful thinking, mate. And you can't explain what the bloody happened, so I'm just wishful thinking that maybe she wasn't quite dead and you were a bit off your game.
How far down Totter's Lane have you gone? Potbridge Road.
Topbridge, as far on the map as I could go before it stopped me.
Okay. So right to that very end.
Well, it gets to a set of houses on the left, and you can't go any further up the hill.
Yeah, you can't drag the person right up to the very end.
No.
So obviously the Google van couldn't go that far.
Yeah, Trotter's Road, or Totter's Road, sorry, you can Totter's Lane, so you can go.
Yeah, you can go up to Totter's Farm and the helicopter club, right? Okay, so you will drive as far as you can. You can probably drive, as you get further up Potbridge Road, it turns from a normal road probably to a dirt track and then gradually kind of runs out a road, runs out of steam. I mean, it does look like you can get a car down there because there is obviously a track that runs along into the field where I want to say the caravan has been dumped. That looks like a caravan to me. Outside of the view of the M3, but down on the embankment. That caravan is almost level with where the accident is.
Oh, in that case, lights off.
Okay.
And
you could take the car onto that track, past what looks like another small blue van or caravan, and follow the dirt track along into the field, there appears to be a gate blocking your way into the field, the ploughed field where the pylons are and the caravan is. But it's certainly a building there.
Yeah, that's like is it a generator building?
No, I actually think that's a caravan.
Oh, sorry, the one of the Batman's a caravan. Yeah.
Yeah. There is what looks like an old barn further down near the tennis court, and there is probably, I don't know that it could be a generator building actually.
Yeah, that in the field with the shrubbery around it looks like a barn, doesn't it? Like a hay barn, perhaps.
Yeah.
But the one by the towers is, yeah, that'll be one of those electric things. But yeah, like I said, it's a caravan or a turned over bus.
I want to say it's a caravan.
Yeah, I'd like to think it's a caravan too. It is a caravan.
It is a caravan.
Well, as you just coming into the field?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a caravan.
Yeah, I'd say that's more like the prefab buildings.
No, you can tell it's a caravan. Look, there's two doors, there's two windows at the back, there's a window at the side.
And a little skylight on top.
And a little skylight on the top. Yeah,
well,
that's
prefabs like that in school.
You do.
That size.
Are you sure they weren't just caravans?
Oh no, they were definitely prefabs. They were freezing.
So, where are you taking your car? Where are you dropping it off? What are you doing?
Right, I think that we shall drop the car off just before it goes into the field.
Okay.
Yeah, lights off. And I think we'll go to the caravan, a torch in hand.
So that's roughly where the car, it becomes the field, right? According to the map that we've got here. I wonder if I can do. Can we do this? We could do this actually.
You don't have to if you don't want to, because I've got it on stream anyway.
Well, it's useful having the
true.
having an image, isn't it?
Having a combat map.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but I was kind of thinking, it allows us to throw some icons onto a map if we wanted to do combat.
I tried to save her life. She's got to be appreciative, surely.
I think according to you, she was already dead.
Oh, she was, but that doesn't mean that's anything in this.
Yeah.
Those little worms seem to reanimate them.
Do they?
That's me, not.
Yeah, all right, sorry. Yeah, right. Yeah. I do wish I'd brought me. In fact, do we have it? The ultraviolet light. We did say we were going to bring it to the ultraviolet light, didn't we?
You did say you're bringing the ultraviolet light, yes.
Would I have the common sense to take it out of the van, out of the car, though?
Well, my flashlight is both. I've actually got one there that does both.
Ooh.
Yeah, you push a button and it changes to a black light.
Well, my view is if she's alive, she's ran into that caravan there, be an ideal place to hunker down.
So there is look at the map. So as you pull up out of,
it's black for us. You got to drag us across. But
oh god, yeah. Okay. That worked?
Nope.
No.
It's still black. I know it's night in the middle of a field, but
it's a cool map.
There we go.
Okay, so as you kind of pull up your car to sort of down here, there is a small gate that you'll obviously have to either try and open or climb through, and then you can continue on foot towards the caravan.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get what we need.
The caravan's the little one right the other side of the gate.
No, the big one in the field.
Big one on the field. Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is in the gate there.
That looks like a caravan to me. Or a cargo container.
Bugger off.
I forgot I had got music playing.
It could be a caravan actually, that because there's a car parked outside it.
Yeah, I think that's another caravan as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a small caravan. I think the other one is a static caravan. That's probably a small towable caravan.
Look at that
The
lovely
caravan
house there.
The caravan appears sort of. So as you kind of pull in, turn your lights off, and kind of using your natural, your night vision to kind of guide you in, and sort of parking over here. You swing the car around so that you can face it out towards Potbridge Road. Classic tactical stuff that you've both been learned to do. You get out your car. What are you doing?
Going to equip. I'm going to equip everything I need. I'm going to get a torch. I will take the ultraviolet light because I've seen those worms there now, so I'm a little bit dubious about that. Mark, do you fancy taking the shotgun?
Can do. I know how to use it.
Just
these things. Well,
just
not combat versions, but
last resort, mate, because the coppers are just over the rise.
Yeah, I know. Well, weapon at last resort anyway.
Yeah. And let's just head on foot for the time being. We'll use the darkness to walk until it gets too hard to see because the moon's out.
Yeah.
Oh, so heading down the path, it's not too far, probably a couple of 100 yards, I would have thought. You move quietly past this caravan. There is a van parked outside, but it appears lights are off. It is 3 a.m. in the morning. Give me stealth rolls, though. Make sure you go past quietly.
Oh.
Easy's fine. You both just needed an easy success.
I'm going to take off my squeaky bunny shoes.
So you move past quietly, kind of giving it a wide berth. There is a sort of a barbed wire fence that kind of not a barbed wire fence, but a fence that runs along that southern edge of the track as you kind of walk in northeast along that track. You move up carefully along the track towards the gate. In the distance, you hear a sort of a whooping sound, like a whoomp, 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 that seems to be getting louder.
Oh, helicopter.
Yeah, could be.
As you get up towards the gate, the sound is incredibly loud, and you watch as all of a sudden a big light kind of suddenly streams down from, well, blackness. There doesn't appear to be any sort of indication other than the noise that there is a helicopter above. You have time, as this is kind of sweeping the area, you have time to try and get into some undercover if you wish.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Give me stealth rolls again then, please.
Oh, bugger off!
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, look,
So as you kind of get yourself into the undergrowth, either side of the gate, you kind of pull yourself into that sort of quite dense bush and sort of tall bushes and overhanging trees. And for a moment, as Sam kind of pulls himself in, you see the beam of light kind of rotate and fixes on the position where he entered the trees. And it kind of shines around the area, then moves back again, and then twists, lighting up the caravan. It drops down low and seems to sit probably no more than 10 or so feet off the ground. Then you watch as it shoots up. God,
Any markings on the helicopter?
it is black.
That ain't a police helicopter. Any lights flashing on it?
There are that's the odd thing. There are no
Yeah.
indicators at all.
No safety lights or anything on there.
No.
Right, that's that's not it's not an official helicopter.
no.
Well, because all police and ambulances have to have the flashing lights on them, don't they? The night lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I have had my night vision binoculars or monocle thing with me? Because we took it with us.
It would have been in the back of the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you grabbed your gear, I would have thought you'd have grabbed them. Being at night time.
And we're looking for something.
Yeah. Spend a point of preparedness.
That's what I was looking for the skill. Yeah, because I'd look at the helicopter to see how many people were out, if anyone got out, type of thing, anything
Okay.
kind of.
Give me law, strategy, and whatever it is you've got, Sam.
Yeah.
Do you have any military law?
No, I've got any law. No.
This, as best you can tell, is an Augusta Westland AW 101. In military colours.
I now really do have to have a look at this.
What was it called?
It's the Augusta Westland AW 101. Now made by Leonardo. However, in 2000 and I want to say 2011, might be Fin Mechanica.
I thought it was one of those.
Nice.
Fin Mechanica. Well, Augusta was a division of Fin Mechanica.
Manufactured over here.
It's the type of things they use for the Coast Guard for sea rescue.
Correct. And the version that you're looking at is actually a military version of the CH-149, which is what's used by, or used to be used by, the Coast Guard.
Yeah. Growing up an angle see those type of things we used to see flying around.
Is
So
that,
by now,
is that a refueling pipe as well? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
You watch as a as the helicopter sort of drops and lands on the ground, and then pulls up again, sweeps the crash site with its thing, and then kind of starts to track a little bit around the area with the searchlight down on the bushes between where the crash site happened and the motorway, and the field.
When it landed through the binoculars, did I see anyone leave?
You saw 3 people.
Right. They look to be armed? I would have guessed so.
Yes, from where you are, they look to be moving very stealthily towards the caravan.
Right. I'll pass this on.
Okie dokie.
3 armed people.
Well, there's nothing I can do with my knife at the moment, so
Yeah.
just sit low, mate. We'll just see what happens.
Watchful.
All right, at that point, we're going to call it a night.
I knew you were going to do that. Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Oh, for a sniper rifle.
Yeah. Yeah, I can use those too.
Well, did you enjoy yourself, gentlemen?
Yes, indeed.
Yes. We may have just seen our first vampire.
You may have just seen your first strange happening, yes.
Do you know, I was looking forward to trying to stop this van and take it over and change uniforms and sneak into Basingstoke Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you were. I absolutely know that's exactly what you were trying to do. But I also had in my mind what was going to happen.
Oh dear, brilliant. Love it.
Right, I'm bringing the server down.
And tonight I've not made a single note. There's not been any clues really we needed to make notes of.
Nothing specifically, no. This is a little bit more action
Yeah.
at the moment.
I still made notes, but I just randomly write stuff down. It's always nice to write down what, the wounds and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.